you got an insurance policy and you had to use your insurance policy. So that's a little bit different. Like, what was your story like?
So, yes, I don't believe in offering products or selling or educating on products that I don't actually have myself. So, yes, I got my policy when I was 24 years old, and $1 million policy. That policy I don't have kids, I'm not married, any of that, but I got that policy specifically for my family because I'm like, I know I'm gonna be a millionaire, but just in case something were to happen on my way to, you know, that 7-figure, goal post that I set for myself, I want to make sure that my family is good. Like, because I wanted to be the first person in my family to like stop generational curses and just be like ultra successful, right? So got that policy when I was 24, and then a year and a half ago, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. So at that point in time, I'm like, oh shoot, I was super devastated. But then I'm like, oh, but my policy, it has living benefits. Like,
and that time you was an agent?
Yes.
Okay.
It has living benefits, and with living benefits, it covers an event of a critical, chronic, or terminal illness. So talking about heart attacks, strokes, cancers, end of stage renal failure, major organ transplant, ALS, blindness due to diabetes or paralysis, a couple of other things. And then if you get into a situation where you need help dressing, bathing, eating, toileting, or transferring for a period of 90 consecutive days, you can also benefit from your policy. So at that point in time, I'm like, okay, let me make this call to my insurance company and file this claim. Now, it took some time for me to actually get the money from my policy, simply because, like I was mentioning before we started the show.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. What you gonna say?
Can you skip the part where he said you got to pull, but you said you had to call, get the claim, and it took you a year. What was the gap? Like, how did that look for you? Like, what was the year process? I know you said you went to Mexico, you did treatment.
Oh, so you want to talk about, okay. So, okay, well, we could talk about that. So I got diagnosed a year and a half ago. What's this year? It's 2024. So that was July 5th of 2023. And I went to a doctor in Chicago, and at first, initially, when I got my mammogram, because I felt like something was weird, I want to say in December of 2022, they told me, oh, it's just a cyst. Like, oh, it's just a cyst. Come back in 6 months, and we just want to make sure it's not growing. Everything is fine. So I'll never forget, like, I took my mom and my sister, I took them on a surprise trip to Mexico for Mother's Day. And at that point in time, my 6-month mark was up. So I'm like, I'm not going to the doctor until after my trip, because if they try to tell me some BS, they not finna ruin my trip. So I went to the doctor after that, and they told me again, like, oh, it's fine. Everything is fine. And I'm like, I don't feel like everything is fine. Right. Yeah. Can y'all please bring a professional in here? Y'all got these student doctors that I do not trust. Please come in here and really, like, let's take it a notch further.
Wait, if you could just say, like, what exactly did you initially feel, or what did you see that you was like, something's wrong before you went to
I just had pains, off and on pains for years. But I probably should have never did this, but I would call my father, because he was my mentor at the time, and he like, just drink some alkaline water. So I'm like, I should have called my mom. Like, why am I talking to a man about women stuff? Like, what am I doing? But I just trusted him, like, because he was I did. I was carrying alkaline water in the back of my car. That's all you would see is the alkaline water cases at the health food store. So I'm drinking it like, okay, whatever. So, okay, but alkaline water is good for you, though.
They be like, drink some tea, you be all right.
Yeah. And now that I think about it, that's why insurance for men is way more expensive than it is for women, because men don't go to the doctor like that. It's like, just do this, just do that. Everything gonna be fine, So I was doing that for years, okay? And so then another doctor came in. They was like, okay, we want to biopsy you. I don't know, something seems weird. And I'm like, how did things go from 0 to 100 real quick? And now y'all think like y'all see something and it's weird. So Then they told me, all right, this is exactly what it is. But at that point in time, I didn't trust them anymore. So I wanted to go the holistic route. So then that's when I found a place in Mexico, and I stayed out there for about a month, and I was paying out of pocket because they don't take health insurance there, but the therapies there were absolutely phenomenal. Like, they shrunk my tumor down like crazy, but they did have to give me low dose chemo, and I actually went to Mexico because I didn't want to do chemo and I didn't want to lose my hair. And then they told me that there was like a 5% chance that I would lose my hair and 95% chance that I wouldn't. So I'm like, okay, sign me up, let's do this. But then I end up losing my hair, and then at that point in time, I waited probably about another 6 months before I made the decision to go through like Western medicine. So I did that, and then a couple months ago, cancer free, and just continuing on with both holistic and Western combined.
I really love that because I did hear, like, I listened to, like I said, the previous podcast you did, and I really like the fact how you went about the treatment, because I'm a little skeptical as well with Western medicine. I'm gonna be honest. And I do, like, I am in the health field too, so I see a lot of times it's like, yo, straight chemo, straight radiation, but then it's also cons to that because the good and bad cells are affected. So I'm glad that you seeked holistic, because they automatically always trying to just throw you into radiation, into chemo and things like that. So what was like your mindset during this period? Like, and what stage were you in?
Stage 3.
Wow.
Mindset was, don't tell nobody, and I didn't. When I went on Donnie's podcast, that was the first time I actually talked about it and told people about it. Nobody in my family really knew outside of my mom, my dad, my brother, and my sister. So it was people in my family like, what the heck? Like, you wasn't telling? No, because I need warriors, not warriors. I don't need people creeping into my mental process of me battling and fighting and winning and conquering, and y'all telling me like, oh, well, I know somebody who didn't make it, or you should do this and you should do that. No, I want to listen to my body. I want to get aligned with God, and I want to make decisions that I'm actually happy with, because if I'm making decisions just based off of what you want me to do and I do it and I'm not happy, that's going to affect my healing process and my healing journey. I got into it with my mom a couple of times because she wanted me to hurry up and jump to do things that I did not want to do, and I didn't feel comfortable with doing it. And I understand how being truly happy, content, and just having a strong positive mindset is a part of actually beating and conquering when it comes to, fighting cancer.
I feel like all of those things matter. The way you talk to yourself, physical treatments as well. All of those things play a role in getting better. And I'm not gonna lie, that's really strong of you, because to even, because a lot of people going to see you on social media, like, ain't nothing wrong with her. Like, we think about people like even Steve Jobs, Virgil Abloh, who else? The guy from the Black Panther. Super silent about things that they were going through. Yeah. And then, unfortunately, they passed away. But you can understand why they probably didn't want people to know, because probably of a similar type of, experience. Yeah. So the fact you were still strong throughout a period like that is really something that you got to be strong for.
Yeah, especially being, young. Yeah. They say for United States, the number one cause of death is cancer and diabetes and heart attacks, Yeah. So it's like, all right, cool. You got the whole world against you. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like, all right, cool. Just trying to keep the faith, trying to keep everything solid in here, so that way you could do what you got to do for your own self. Yeah. At the end of the day, when you pass away, it's over.
Yeah, absolutely. So I just felt like God just really put it in my spirit to talk about it, because I wasn't even gonna talk about it at all. But I'm like, girl, you are in insurance. you can help somebody from a preventative perspective. Like, you can push the community to actually get policies with these living benefits, and you can save somebody's life potentially, because now they can make smarter decisions, different decisions based off, like, they don't necessarily have to do what's pushed on them, because now they have money and they can go, hey, I'm finna go to Mexico, I'm finna go to Dr. Sebi's spot, or I'm finna just, whatever you want to do, you will be able to do it because of you hearing me and my story. Like, okay, let me go ahead and get a policy, because cancer is doesn't have a name on it. Anybody can get it, and we got all this crazy stuff going into our foods, et cetera, et cetera. So that was a huge thing for me as well. I completely changed my diet. Before they even told me, because I was scared, I went raw vegan. Like, I was eating raw for probably about 6 months. So I was 180 pounds, and I went down to like 130.
So when you say raw, just straight fruits?
Nothing cooked.
Nothing cooked.
No cooked.
No flame under it. Nothing hot.
Nothing. Everything was raw. Everything. So I was nothing was cooked.
Wow.
Like, I could have threw away all my pots and pans, because I was juicing and just eating salads, and everything was raw.
Who gave you that idea to go all raw?
Well, my family, we have a farm.
Oh, wow.
So
Your family has a farm?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So we have a farm, and my grandfather.
Like, still to this day?
To this day.
Wow.
Yeah. So my grandfather, he's been trying to get us to, y'all stop eating that meat, stop doing la. So I'm just like, you know what? I started going to the farm, and I was getting, stuff from there. They were giving me herbs, and I hired a herbalist, and man, it's been a journey. I wouldn't change for the world, though. I tell people this, and I even said it to my mom, like, I'm kind of happy that this happened to me, because if it didn't happen, I don't think I would have changed a lot of things about myself to help me get to the next level that I need to get to, so that I can help more people and empower more people. And who better than me, because I know how mentally strong I am. So here I am now, just trying to help more people, for sure.
Yeah, that's powerful.
Absolutely,
that's really powerful, because a lot of people don't know this information. Like, I'm seeing people, they get into car accidents, really bad. Next minute it's GoFundMe. It's GoFundMe. It's like, you're relying on other people to take care of you, and I mean, that, like, you could raise a lot of money, but you don't want it to go to that, you know what I mean? So this information is going to save somebody's life, like, for real.
It's like, especially like the people that, like me personally, I would go to the hospital, I'll go to the doctor, I'm looking at the clock, listen, it's an hour, I'm still in this waiting room, I'm about to bounce, you know what I mean? So it's like, all right, cool, you know what, just relax, like, understand that, just do the checks, see what's wrong, if there is anything wrong, and just take it one day at a time. So
But I feel like anybody can start today. Like, I do so much research on just like our body. Our body is literally an emergency room. Like, we can heal ourselves, but you have to be mindful of the things that you're putting into your body. If you can fast, and that's like one of the number one things that I started to do, like fasting for 12 hours, 24 hours, 72 hours, like that allows your cells to take a break, because you're not putting all this stuff, it's resting, and then it's like, oh, so she not gonna feed us, like, okay, we got to find energy from somewhere else. Like, come on, y'all, let's clean up. And then now they're killing other bad cells, like within your body. And, I forget what they say. Like, I think all of our cells and everything, like regenerate. I forget but like after a certain period of time, 6 months or something like that, like we whole new body, we get a whole new body. So we just gotta watch what we put into our body, fast, right, man, fast as much as you can, and understand that drinking water is cool, but like you gotta add something to that, like because it's like really it's no nutrients in just drinking regular water. Like, put some chlorophyll in that. You should drink your fruits. Like you get a lot more out of that, and you'll be all right. And don't fear. No fear. That was my biggest thing, to eliminate fear. So that's why I didn't tell people as well. But now here I am talking freely, just to try to save other
it's a blessing.
Lives.
Yeah, that is
absolutely,
and then
a blessing.
That's great advice, especially with the diet, because like you said, right now it's a lot of things that's in our food that, potentially they're all compounding, so you never know what it could lead to.
What's going on, my Motion and Success family? Sorry to break the interview, but I had to. I just wanted to share some information with you guys because I know there is a problem. A lot of people out here, they're struggling with their credit. They're struggling to get funding. They're struggling to close a real estate deal. They're struggling to go ahead and increase their credit score. They're struggling to remove inquiries off your profile. I have the solution for you. So now what I went ahead and did was I created an AI powered software that you can use to go out and repair your own credit, not only your credit, but also your family members' credit if you wanted to. So the name of the system is called m2magnate.com. This is an AI powered software that you can use that will generate all the letters for you in less than 5 minutes, and you can send out your letters throughout the software to get the results. This is the same exact system that's responsible for helping me remove negative items off my client's credit profile, my credit profile, and this is what's going to help you to get that 700 plus credit score without having to pay thousands of dollars. Go ahead and visit m2magnate.com and start working on your credit. See you guys inside the software.